the rolling settlement has many advantages. First, let us understand, I think, what were the disadvantages in the weekly settlement. In the weekly settlement system, the disadvantages were that when BSE would operate Monday to Friday weekly settlement and NSE would operate Wednesday to Tuesday weekly settlement cycle, in that particular cycle, I think delivery of transactions and the funds would take place at the end of the week, which would mean that I think for the week the entire transactions would get accumulated and then after I think it would get settled. The disadvantage here would be that I think the market integrity would come into doubt, plus working capital requirement I think would increase significantly for the intermediaries, as well as I think it would block the trade for investors. So from that perspective, I think the weekly settlement system probably had its own shortfalls or shortcomings. Vis-a-vis that, the rolling settlement system, where the settlements are rolled over on a day-to-day basis, which means that eventually I think the market integrity remains intact. You don't see a situation wherein I think over created positions by the intermediary or for that matter investors, because the settlements are regularly happening on a T+2 day basis. The efficiency is important, market integrity is important, it brings down the cost of funds. Rolling settlement brings down cost of funds for investors, so ultimately that is important. And most importantly, when the investor come to the market and if he knows very clearly that he would get his money after the date of transaction in 2 days time, I think his ability to transact in the market increases significantly. The very fact that the capital markets are the only markets today where the payment cycles are guaranteed, as a result of which a larger part of the money comes into the capital market. Respective other markets, leave aside currency and commodity which are under the regulators, I think rest of the markets are not having the regular payment cycles, and that's where I think their growth is limited. So I would say that yes, I think the rolling settlement cycle vis-a-vis the weekly settlement cycle has actually ended up giving higher amount of efficiency to the market, and more participation is increased, more amount of funds have started coming into the markets.